So, long story short, now that I have no viewers, I'm a complete moron. I can just change all that from Twitch itself. You don't need to do it from OBS, it's just more convenient that way. And unfortunately, with the build of OBS I have, because I'm on Linux, I don't seem to have the ability to actually connect a Twitch account and not just use a stream key. So, that's just a piece of workflow that I have to figure out, going forward. And I think I have managed to, which is nice, because it was kind of dumb. Anyway, I am gonna swap to the game cap, and alright. So, let me check on my phone really quick that I am actually putting out a... Oh, God. Damn it, Twitch. Oh, jeez. Wish there was an easy way to just... Wish there was an easy way to just check your own stream. Excellent. Because I'd like to be able to see that. Alright. Did it actually move at all? No, Lord. Okay, yeah, it moved. Alright, good. I will leave it up on my phone so I see the chat. Because, again, just kind of have to figure out that workflow. Because I don't have a second monitor right now. So that's fun. Anyway, I just made a new monk. Just named Cedruskin. Just because, and I think the monk is a very interesting class because it's kind of the best of both worlds. And it's a really interesting playstyle. It's a melee class, and you'll see this as we go further on, when you change from the light armor class, you actually lose armor class because it relies more on dexterity and being light on your feet. And dexterity also helps your damage on this character class. You don't really rely so much on health, you rely on being lightly armored, just kind of maneuvering around folks and just dealing with it that way. And you use staves because staves in Diablo 1, they have a chance to hit more than one enemy. Just purely in Hellfire and
Please, listen to
with
me.
the monk.
The Archbishop Lazarus. He led us down here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap. Now everyone is dead, killed by a demon he called the Butcher. Avenge us! Find this Butcher and slay him, so that our souls may finally rest.
Okay, so down we go. I am monitoring the chat, so if you guys would let me know
the sanctity of this place has been fouled.
if you need the levels on the audio changed at all. I can't do a whole lot about like the audio dynamics of this room because I rent this space, so putting up foam and all that's really not in the cards. All I can do is just make it sound the least annoying I possibly can. Lovely that I get a scroll for something that I have as a skill, which costs no mana. But in the DevilutionX port, you actually have the ability to hold Alt, and you just see stuff like in Diablo 2. So it kind of just makes it irrelevant. Like search as a whole is irrelevant because what it was supposed to do. Because in Diablo 1, originally stuff on the ground was only highlighted when you moused over it. Search, I'll show you what it does. As you can see, it puts a thing on the map and it puts a little thing around it. But you can just hold Alt and it's just right there. So it kind of makes it obsolete. Now, I'm kind of a 90-pound weakling because, of course, I'm level 1. You get very powerful very quickly as a monk, which is kind of interesting to see. And you're almost better off with no armor, no weapons. This is probably the single most survivable character class to play naked. Which I know it doesn't seem like it right now, but trust me, the way the stats scale, it's really interesting. But definitely you don't want to wear medium or heavy armor on this class, because your armor class rating actually goes down. And notice how I'm having no problem taking care of these guys, despite only doing 2 to 4 damage, whereas on a warrior, I'm doing 2 to 6. Oh hey, leveled up. So watch carefully how my 2 hit, how everything is impacted by my dexterity. So just leveling up to level 2, my armor class is already 9. Went up to 10, 2 hit went up to 67%, and it didn't really help my damage yet, but you'll see what I mean as it scales. Another thing DevilutionX adds are the health bars at the top, and a lot of the type information, which wouldn't be shown in the original Diablo until you had killed so many of a thing. And also the auto pickup of the gold and the experience bar. It's just a lot of QOL features, which are, you know, nice to have. I can live without them. I regularly play the original Diablo. Oh my god, why are you messaging me when I'm on stream? Okay, and silent mode goes on. the reason I was getting kind of pissy about that, I had specifically told my roommates that I would be streaming. So, I didn't understand why that translated to... There's nothing in here. And of course, I can't learn anything in here because my magic's only 15. Ow! Yeah, it ambushed me behind the door. I don't think that was intentional. I don't think the AI is that smart, but I definitely fell for it. Okay. So, is it that no one's actually sending anything in the chat, or is it that I'm just not seeing anything? Or it could just be that I don't even have... I think I have one viewer. Because I think it's counting me on my phone as one. Okay, hold on. I'm very quiet, huh? Well, that's nice, because I'm already as... Let me see if I can fix that in Pavu Control. Input devices, analog stereo. That is already maxed out. That's excellent. That's excellent. Absolutely what I wanted to hear. Okay, I'm having to do each channel manually on my audio interface. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, how's that? Excellent. Okay. Okay. Leveled up again. And this time we're pumping magic so that I can read that book. Potions of mana, which aren't very interesting to me until I get, like, Town Portal and stuff like that. Which is a spell in Diablo 1, not a scroll. And again, I got another scroll for something that I have as a skill. Short sword. Come into my buzzsaw. So, with Diablo 1, as I've said in the past, it borrows a lot more from its roguelike roots. It is much more difficult than the rest of the series. In Diablo 3, as long as you keep swinging, you can't die. You pretty much can't die. I played through the entirety of Diablo 3, upping the difficulty as I unlocked it, and I died once against the final boss. So, another part of the roguelike roots of Diablo, not all shrines are beneficial. I believe this one is, but I've saved anyway. Yeah, see, this one, it just casts Mana Shield on you. But there are some that take some attributes to help others. There are some that give you some spell levels and some irrelevant spells in exchange for permanently damaging your mana. And then later on there are goat shrines and cauldrons where it pulls a random effect. Like from the repertoire of effects that are available. Okay. Blacksmith oil. But in Diablo 3 is a very easy game. I beat the game on a Crusader, upping the difficulty as I went, and unlocked them. And I died once against the final boss and then came back and destroyed him too. Like, I ended the game on Torment 1 at level 53, and I just didn't want to play anymore to figure out if it ever got challenging. Like, I know there were like probably 5 more difficulties that I never got to see, but I wasn't interested anymore. I beat the game. I wasn't really in it for the grind. I was in it to catch up on the story. And yes, believe it or not, Diablo does have a story. But Diablo 3 is much more of a power fantasy type game, and it's just not really my bag. Whereas in Diablo 1, you can get to the point where you can clear a room with a thought, but you have to work for it. Like, same with Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is definitely easier than Diablo 1, but it's probably the more gamey game. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. It's a much more arcadey feel game, whereas Diablo 1 kind of feels like kind of like a mesh of survival horror, because you've seen how I can walk. That's it. You can't run, you walk. And these monsters are doing big chunks of damage to my health, which right now is being taken from mana because I have a mana shield up. And it's just it kind of lends itself to the early game hell kind of thing, but it's not that bad. Like, it's not unwinnable, but there were a lot of later quality of life stuff that Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 did that Diablo 1 doesn't bother with. Like, when you die in Diablo 1, you have to load from a previous save. Like, you don't drop a corpse and get to go back and find it. You can, if you die in multiplayer, you drop all of your shit and you have to go get it. Which, by the way, if you leave it, you don't get it back. That's just it. It's gone. And if you're playing with other players, they can They can steal it if they can get to it before you can. It's very much more of a laissez-faire sort of game, where they depend kind of on players to develop their own house rules and kind of just come up with what works for them. And it still didn't do anything for my damage. Interesting. But, yeah, the oily shrine here. So this is one I remember distinctly. So, watch what it does. It spawns a firewall there. And because I knew it was coming and got out of the way, it was fine, and it upped a couple of my stats. But if I wasn't paying attention, that could have killed me, because if I had been at low health... But, I mean, the oily shrine is kind of self-explanatory, maybe. But I also think Diablo 1 is a very atmospheric game. It does more for atmosphere in what was originally 640 by 480 at 256 colors, running at 25 FPS, than Diablo 2 and 3 can do at hundreds of FPS with tons of particle effects, thousands if not millions of colors. Like, in Diablo 1 you never truly feel like you're safe. At least, I don't. I never did. Oils are an addition from Hellfire. So that one made my to-hit go up by 1%, or 2% actually, when I'm wielding that, which is nice. And I think this is an artifact of the source port. I believe this is an artifact of DevilutionX, but it used to be those weren't persistent across games. Like, if you made a new game, if you saved and quit and made a new game, you would lose those benefits. Sorry, I couldn't hear that. So if that's too loud for y'all, let me know. And I can fix it for you guys in my mixer in OBS. So, the music in this game, and the Diablo series in general, I believe, is by a guy called Matt Uelman? It's spelled kind of strangely. Yeah, he's kind of a genius, and I think this game was one of his first real big breaks. Now, see, if I had opened that barrel before I took that potion, I would have probably died. Small axe. course, I can't actually... I do need to up my magic this next level. How close am... Oh. I was that close. Okay. Free up some space in my
I cannot
info.
use this yet.
Dang. Oh well. I'll get it next level. Or will I? I can. I mean, that's a pretty high armor class for not wearing anything. Especially for this early in the game when you're struggling to hit that level of armor class anyway. Time cannot diminish the power of steel. Well, that's interesting. I do more damage without that right now. That is interesting. We'll leave it there. A lot of falchions. I should probably be finding my way back up to town. Do I have... No. Interesting. I definitely want a higher to hit and a higher armor class before I face off against the Butcher. But I can definitely... I went ahead and set a trap there for the Butcher. Hopefully that'll do plenty of damage to him. Alright. Yeah, no, you're not gonna hear the fresh meat soundbite right this minute. Take another scroll of identify. Saves me a trip to town. Or at least it saves me 100 gold. From Kane. Okay. Well, he went down like short sword. Alright, well I'll put that back on. I can deal with doing 1 point less damage. Alright. I'm going to clear this room next to the main antechamber here.
Where would I put this?
On your body, you idiot. Where would I put this? Don't be dumb. And interestingly, when you're fighting with just hand-to-hand, it seems like you use haste. Like you have the haste effect applied. I could be wrong, but it felt like he was swinging faster. Yeah, the reason why you'd probably want to keep wearing a staff as a monk, even if you swing faster without it, you know, it kind of boils down to the fact that it allows you to block. Like that clang sound effect is me blocking an arrow or what have you. And monks can block with staves, but none of the other classes can. Close am I? Close enough that I should probably just go ahead and stay the course. So, as you can see, this thing here, to a dark passage, that means I have the poisoned water supply quest active, which is nice because that's a... If I can clear that, which I'm pretty sure I can't, like you see there, and when you swing with a staff, sometimes you can take out 2 enemies at once. Which is nice. But yeah, the poison water supply quest is nice because when completing it, you get the Ring of Truth, which is a nice little boost to hit points and resist all for early levels. Although you don't really end up in a situation where you need those sort of resists for a while. But it's nice to have, especially in early game. So the blood fountain is interesting. It restores 1 point of health per click, but it's... Right, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. DevilutionX lets you hold it down. So that's good. I'm not sure if it does the thing where it, like, repeats mouse clicks or anything. Do I have a Scroll of Town portal? I do not. Okay. So we're just gonna go upstairs. We're gonna have to go back to town the hard way. I mean, I could cheat and do this. But, I mean, that's cheating. That's cheating. That's pretty much cheating. I mean, that's just insane. Like, I'm already moving faster in town. Like, that's not... I mean, I don't think it's fair.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
So everything I picked up so far has beneficial enchantments, right? Well, that is not guaranteed in Diablo 1. You can pick up cursed items or items that are like half and half. It's really kind of just a toss-up. Let's see what he's got available. So nothing that's really useful to me. Ooh, I want that. 5 to 10 damage at this point in the game is excellent.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
I'm glad I caught up to you in time. Our wells have become brackish and stagnant, and some of the townspeople have become ill drinking from them. Our reserves of fresh water are quickly running dry. I believe that there is a passage that leads to the springs that serve our town. Please find what has caused this calamity, or we all will surely perish.
So, this area here, you have to understand, Diablo 1 was originally designed to run at 640 by 480, and only 640 by 480. I have it running at 1280 by 720, upscaled to 1440p for my display. So, this was never visible on the displays at the time, so they figured, it's fine. And it was, mostly. Watch me not pay attention and accidentally sell my entire inventory to her. There's a duplication glitch where you drop what you want on the floor, walk out and back to it, and like time it right. We're on the same frame. It's frame perfect, but the game ran at 25 FPS, so it wasn't hard to time it right. And if you picked up the potion at the same time and dropped it, it would become a copy of that. Now, Diablo 1.09, the patch, added a method by which it detected when it would do that. And if both items were on the ground at the same time, it would delete one of them, because the seed for the item would be the same. And I'm pretty sure between the frame rate uptick and just being big on bug fixes in general, I'm pretty sure that DevilutionX just completely fixed the bug in the first place. So that's nice. Alright, time to go back down. And I am going to do the poisoned water supply quest first. And then maybe I'll try and fight the butcher. We'll see. I don't really have that high of a to-hit percentage. So I don't know if I can really tango with him. But maybe if I use my entire belt of potions. We'll see. We might have to go and do level 3 before we do that. Fair warning, level 3 and 4 and 5, you can come across a zombie subtype called the Black Death. And they are very dangerous because every hit they do to you permanently reduces your health by 1. 2 for 1 special. And there was actually a crash bug in, like, the first couple versions of Diablo on Windows. Like, I think 1.02 fixed this. There was a crash to desktop bug where if you were killed by a Black Death, it would crash. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't even have a book to read. That's dumb. Why did I do that? That was a wasted level, but alright. It'd be alright. I'll find a way to use it. You know what? That's preparing me for... That's prepping me for being able to... That's prepping me for being able to cast Town Portal later on. And Lightning Wall if I find it. Lightning Wall and Firewall are very nice for dealing damage to stuff that's all in one room. My favorite strategy, open a door, pop a firewall, and then close the door before they even know what's going on. So this uses the same tile set as the caves, which is a later dungeon. And this is also kind of a class act in why Diablo 1's multiplayer feels so... A crash course in why Diablo 1's multiplayer feels so barren by comparison to the single player. Because quests that need a special level, like this, Leoric, Lazarus, Chamber of Bone, they all do not function properly in multiplayer because when you go to a special level, the game has trouble figuring out where you're supposed to be. And if there's more than one client in an area, it just has trouble, it causes desync issues. With enough TLC, the devs can actually fix this, and I think it's on their to-do list. But it was never patched in the original Diablo 1. Because back then, only bugs got patched. They didn't use a patching framework as a way to fix a game. You know, as a way to finish it. Like, when the game was released, it was finished. And whatever they couldn't do was never just patched back in. my 2-hit is really low for fighting these guys. And it doesn't help that the Flesh Clan, like the Goatmen... Oh. Well, that was easy. The Goatmen archers don't use the same AI as the skeletons, where they mostly stay in the same spot. They run around. Because I believe they use the Succubus AI. So, that stinks. So, if I don't respond to questions or anything, it's not really because... It's not because I'm not paying attention. Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's because I can only check every so often. Because I'm using my phone to keep track of chat. I don't have my second display set up. And I probably won't while I live here. I think we'll clear level 3 before we come back and deal with the Butcher. Because I don't have nearly enough to hit. I need to, like, spend the next few levels on dexterity. Okay. I can handle more skeletons. Just regular scavengers? Okay. And fiends and hidden. Okay, and kind of an underwhelming level 3, but I'll live. It's better than Black Death. Yeah, ghouls. That's good. That's good. I'll take those over Black Death any day. Alright, 77% from one level. That's great. I love that. Love to see it. So... But yeah, getting back to the multiplayer discussion. Originally, when Diablo was being developed back in 1995, 1996... Okay, Plague Eaters? Yeah, I can deal with those. They're alright. When Diablo was originally being developed, it was conceived as a single-player only game. In fact, in its earliest incarnations, it was supposed to be turn-based. So, the beta came out in, like, November of 1996, and that was when they finally decided, oh, hey, we should probably add in multiplayer and make use of this new thing called the internet. And so they came up with the Battle.net service, and they were beta testing the game for online play in November of 1996, and the gold master release disc was pressed on December 27th of 1996. They were cutting it really close to the wire for figuring out multiplayer. So, I mean, I understand why the only quests that properly work in multiplayer are the Butcher, Leoric, which is condensed because he lives on level 3 instead of having his own level, Archbishop Lazarus, which, again, condensed because he lives on level 15 in his own special room instead of having his own special level, and Diablo himself. And in Diablo 1, in single player, there are so many other quests, and then there were so many more quests that just never made the cut. If you all ever get the chance, and if you're interested, I would highly suggest checking out DiabloEvolution.net. That's Diablo-Evolution.net. Because it's a nice, like, look back at what could have been. And it gets into everything that I'm, like, getting into here, but in much greater detail than I can. Because, I mean, obviously they have, they have reams and reams of material, like screenshots and stuff, to corroborate with, whereas I am just a silly little boy with access to a computer and a pretty bad short-term memory. Oh, interesting. Lot going on up there. We're gonna go see if we can crash their party. Well, here is the stairs to level 4. Okay, so I need to go in here. El Chupacabras. Okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Well, that did fucking nothing. See, the Rune of Lightning is a good thing to set, like, in a doorway. Okay, that was a little scary. I don't know if you could see me, like, down all my potions there. I got a little hairy. You know, for a 77% chance to hit, I sure am whiffing a lot. I wonder if I'll get the Leoric quest this time. I'm kind of thinking if I haven't found the entrance to his lair yet, then it's not gonna happen. Running through here with auto pickup is nice. So, let me see. Composite Staff of Healing. That is excellent. I can probably sell that because I think I put a. Did I put a oil on there yet? I did not. So if I ID that and it's good, I'm keeping it. Because, like I said, stuff can be cursed.
I cannot carry anymore.
Oh, you really can't, can you? Hum. Which is likely to be more expensive? I'm trying to find a scroll of town portal. Hopefully I can get a hold of that. Level 7. You can tell where the boss is from seeing his light radius. No, get back here, you little shit. I'm gonna stun lock you. There you go. Have some
I cannot
death.
carry anymore.
Stone curse. 81% chance to hit. Good. Much better. I think I could actually take on the Butcher now. And stand a decent chance of winning without having to reload the save. But I want to see what I can do with that leather armor there, because it's going to be better. Especially if it has a decent base armor class. Can I please just get a scroll of town portal? I don't want to have to walk all the way back. Why am I carrying that? That's not useful. Well, at least that freed up the spot for the leather armor. I love it when they get caught in the explosions. Alright, well, I'm gonna run back through, grab the leather armor, go up, ID it all. And there is a problem with the level generation code of Diablo. Or at least the original incarnation of it. I'm not sure if it's been patched for DevilutionX yet. But there is a problem where in the year 2038, the outcome of the random number generator will stop being random. Just thought y'all should know. It's kind of fun. I don't know if it's similar to the 2038
Hello,
problem with
Stay a
Unix and
while
Linux.
listen.
I feel like it could. Deadly Staff of Healing. What an oxymoron. Oh yeah, that's a lot more damage. And that's a lot more armor class. I mean, it's the FX on that is not really that useful. Yeah, see, Axe of Peril. 2x damage to monster, 1x to you. That is actually
what can I do for you?
considered a cursed item, I believe. Like, the affix on the leather armor is kind of useless, but it does have the highest base armor
Whoa,
class
what can I do
that a
for you?
leather armor can have. Like, see, it caps at 13. You know, actually, speaking of, I bet.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
I don't know. It's like the game knows that it's a worthless
Whoa,
affix.
what can I do for you?
Gesture's Blade. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Random 0 to 500% damage. I would really like to grab this, but I don't have enough gold. It's 8,500.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Why did I sell those? I'm gonna need those. Let's see if he has a cap or something.
Whoa,
Just for a
what
little
can I do
more armor
for you?
class. Oh yeah, he has a really nice skull cap there. That is max base armor class at 4. And of course I drop it like a moron. And I can
What's
pick
that?
this up while I'm here.
What ails you, my friend?
Buy a ton of healing potions. Which here in Devolution, if you shift click it from your inventory, it will
Hello,
go
my friend.
back to
Stay a
your
while and
belt.
listen.
And here we go. Ring of Truth. Hit points plus 10, minus 1 damage from enemies. Resist all plus 10%. That is really nice to have at level 8. Oh, I didn't put up a town portal. That's right. Well, time to go downstairs. Of course, I dropped my phone. Like a stellar member of society. Okay. Alright, well. Time for the showdown. am as ready as I can really be. Alright, so we're gonna save the game.
Fresh meat.
Well, that went nowhere. Oh, well, this is going really well, actually.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
I feel like I overprepared for this. Well, I hope that is the extent of the enemies that I face on this level. Blink, Hidden, and Corpse Foes. Oh, and the Shadow Beasts, or whatever the heck. Because I do not want to deal with Black Death. If you see yellow zombies, that is bad news. That essentially means reroll time. So, first thing I can tell you right off the bat, there's the stairs to level 5, which is the start of the catacombs right there. Which is actually really nice, because that means it is not the... that means I don't have to do the Tavern Sign quest, which means... I mean, it's not hard, it's just kind of a bunch of BS. So that's just nice. The Plague Eaters, yeah, I can deal with these guys. They're pretty low end, so I'm not getting a whole lot of experience from them. Because these are all enemies that can appear on level 2, and I believe they did appear on level 2. But that's alright. I can deal with this. I will take this over like a level full of Flesh Clan and Black Death any day. Oh hey, there's Garbad the Weak. I guess that's my quest for level 3. Get back here.
Please, no hurt, no kill. Keep alive, and next time good bring to you. Please.
Okay. So we just kind of walk away.
Take heed and bear witness to the truths that lie herein, for they are the last legacy of the Horadrim. There is a war that rages on even now, beyond the fields that we know, between the utopian kingdoms of the high heavens and the chaotic pits of the burning hells. This war is known as the Great Conflict, and it has raged and burned longer than any of the stars in the sky. Neither side ever gains sway for long, as the forces of light and darkness constantly vie for control over all creation.
On that note, I'm going to put up my BRB because I need the restroom. Okay. Okay. So, Garbad the Weak is interesting.
Something for you I am making. Again, not kill Garbad. Live and give good. You take this as proof I keep word.
So all you have to do is get out of the way so that he kind of despawns and then come back.
Nothing yet. Almost done. Very powerful, very strong. Live, live, no pain, and promise I keep.
Well, as you'll find, he is not a goat man of his word. Because if you go back to him again...
This too good for you. Very powerful. You want, you take.
I am not impressed.
Hey, I leveled up from that. Nice. So, that's the Garbad the Weak quest. Oh, it's Flesh Clan. Okay, well I can live with these. Okay, we're gonna take these guys over here. This is interesting. I didn't know that this particular room permutation could spawn in the cathedral. As you can see, there's a goat shrine here. That is random. We shall see what it does. So it pulled the magical effect, which was to pop up a mana shield. Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I can tell there's a boss in there with the way his light radius is being rendered. Okay. No time like the present. Moonbender. Okay. My armor class is 45, which is very high for a character that isn't even level 10. If you notice, I don't typically have a lot of problem with taking damage. But once I do start taking damage, it stacks up quick. I don't have the tank capabilities of a warrior, but I do have a very high armor class. So I can survive better than, say, rogue at the same level.
Where would I put this?
Time to pop my town portal.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
So, an example of a cursed item. Axe of Frailty, -6 to strength.
Stay for a moment. I have a story you might find interesting. A caravan that was bound for the Eastern Kingdoms passed through here some time ago. It was supposedly carrying a piece of the heavens that had fallen to earth. The caravan was ambushed by cloaked riders just north of here along the roadway. I searched the wreckage for this sky rock, but it was nowhere to be found. If you should find it, I believe that I can fashion something useful from it. Well, what can I do for you? Well, what can I do for you?
Skullcap of the Eagle. So if I sell off all the junk to what's-her-face, I might be able to afford that skullcap.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Well, not quite, but I expect to be able to eventually.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Warp is a very interesting spell. It will, as the name implies, warp you to the closest exit on a given level. Whatever that exit would be. To town, to the next level, to the previous level. It's interesting. In the meantime, I'm gonna buy another Scroll of Town portal. Alright, good. And we're gonna go back down for a while. I gave up a couple of points of armor class for an extra 14% resist all and 7 points of vitality. And of course 8,500 gold. Ugh. Which is a lot of gold at this point in the game. But you quickly get to the point where gold is really easy to come by. You remember how I was having trouble hitting stuff when I first started this? And now, within like an hour, I'm doing fine. That's the kind of scaling I was talking about earlier with the dexterity stat. Maximum level in Diablo 1 is 50. Alright, well, time to go down.
The smell of death surrounds me.
First thing right off the bat, Goat Shrine. That means right there is a room full of... And we're resetting. Nope. Black Death. Not tangoing with them. Period.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. Well, what can I do for you?
So, in Diablo 1, there is a thing where your dungeon access resets every game. In DevilutionX, it appears that they have patched it so that you can go to wherever you have already been. Which is nice. That's one of those QOL changes that I can really get behind. Because it was annoying as shit to have to... you know, re-roll the entire dungeon. Okay. Okay, that was... Okay, I'm getting stun locked. That's nice. Okay. We're re-rolling again. Those blinks kind of stink like that.
I have no room.
And that is why I really like
Well,
the
what can I do
QOL
for you?
changes that DevilutionX brings. really want that Doppelganger's Staff of Swiftness. But that is 30k gold. That is a lot of gold. We'll see if I'll be able to afford it later.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Oh hey, there's the magic rock. Well, that was lucky. Take that to Griswold for the Empyrean Band. Okay, I can deal with these. So the problem with that is that the problem with that initial reroll is that I panicked and I saved in an unwinnable spot. Like, there was no way I was getting out of there and making it to where I could actually get out of that situation. It just wasn't gonna happen. And this is interesting. They gave it's as you can see, it's using the hidden AI, and he's just popping up like they gave him a special animation. It's interesting. Shadow Drinker, like he has a special animation for getting consumed by the ground, and you can see him, like you can keep track of him with his light radius. Oh, that's my first gold item, unique, that I picked up off the ground anyway. Alright, and yeah, you can see dexterity starting to affect my damage as well, which is all well and good, because I'm going to need the help. So I'm doing 13 to 20 damage per hit right now, 89% to hit, 48 armor class.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
The Black Oak Bow. Yeah, and here's another thing, you know. Uniques aren't always good either. Plus 10 to dexterity, minus 10 to vitality, plus 50% damage, minus 10% light radius.
Well, what can I do for you? Wow, what can I... That lad is... Wow, what can I do for you? That lad... Wow, what can I do for you?
Well, I found a bug.
What can I do for you?
He's supposed to take the magic rock and give me the Empyrean band. But he's not. So I found a bug. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Anyway, I'm getting kind of tired, so I think I'm going to clear this level, and then I'm gonna shut off for the night. But this is the point in the game where clearing levels is less of a matter of 10 to 20 minutes, and more of a matter of, depending on your strategy, up to an hour. Ideally, you just want their attacks to miss entirely, but you'd rather block it than not. And there you go. That's why I keep a staff around with Firewall. It's a very nice way to clear a room. Because the AI is incredibly dumb. Okay, fair enough. Understandable, have a day. Infravision. That is a nice thing. Definitely want Firewall before I... Let me see if anybody has Firewall for sale. Because if I can cast a bunch of them, that's great.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Would you look at that? Book of Firewall. 6,000 gold. That wipes me
I
out.
sense a soul in search of answers.
But it was worth it. Because now all I just need... I just need enough mana to get off enough of them for them all to die.
Well, what can I do for you? Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. Well, what can I do for you?
Not enough mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Well, that didn't go to plan. They were a lot more powerful from the staff. Because I believe the staff is casting at a higher spell level.
Not enough mana.
So, stun lock is a thing. I believe it is 26 damage that you have to be doing to stun lock every enemy. All the time. Like, 26 damage minimum. But they can stun lock you with a lot less, I think. And what's more, they can block lock you. Like, you know, when you hear that clang, 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 you know, that's me getting put into block lock. Where I can't do anything except for block. Up to level 4, down to level 6. Huh. So this leads back up. Okay. That is neat. Good to know. Oh my god, you know what I just realized? I don't have to keep spam and jitter clicking. I can just hold it on one guy, and as long as I can track him, it swings until he's dead. That's like the most basic QOL feature, and it totally missed me. I totally missed that it would be implemented. I guess I see these older graphics and I just immediately am like, okay, it's, just spam click, just ruin your mouse, you know. Hey, scroll a town portal, that's nice. Alright. So I have cleared level 5. I am going to button everything up in town. And then that's gonna be just where I leave it for the night. We went from level 1 to 12. And we went from dungeon level 1 through 5.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Fill up my belt, grab another belt worth of potions, to be shift-clicked back in.
I'm glad I caught up. What
I
ails you,
could
my
get
friend?
another Ring of Truth, but I don't really feel like that. I need one
What
more.
ails you, my friend?
Well, what can I do for you?
Okay, does he have anything worth getting? I'd really like that, but I don't think I'm gonna get to the point where I can get it before it disappears. So that's gonna stink. Oh well. That is perfectly fine. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And y'all have a good one.